I need to update you on our home renovation. My birthday was a week ago, and then what is currently transpiring on Instagram. Girl, what are you waiting on? Follow me on Instagram, like, comment, subscribe, and click that bell notification. Hey, I feel like it has been forever, so I thought that this would be a good time to do a life update slash sit down chit chat. Now listen, girl, I just washed my hair yesterday, so I didn't feel like undoing these twists right here, so okay. But three things to update y'all on. I need to update you on our home renovation. My birthday was a week ago, and then what is currently transpiring on Instagram. So first with this home renovation, girl. If you think the county has paid us, then baby, you are sadly mistaken. So let me rewind it back a little bit. So remember, it's 5 of us who had our basements destroyed by the sewer water. I'll include that link for you in case you don't even know what's going on. So because it has now been 13 weeks, probably around the 10-week mark, one of my neighbors emailed our area county supervisor. So for the counties in our area, we have a supervisor, like a elected official who's in charge of like the operations for the entire area. So our neighbor emailed our county supervisor and was like, hey, this is what's going on and this is all that has happened. And it was like very detailed. It looked like an attorney wrote it with like how it was typed up and all of that. So the supervisor said that he was going to reach out to the risk management division who was in charge of the sewer water damage. And he was like, I'm so sorry that's happened, blah, blah, blah. So then maybe like a week later, that supervisor's aide emailed us back and was like, oh, risk management is saying that y'all are still missing paperwork. If it's been 10 weeks, why do you think that we are still missing paperwork? So we emailed them back and was like, no, this is absolutely ridiculous. Like, these are the screenshots of when we have emailed our paperwork multiple times and when we have been asked for the paperwork, even though we had already sent it. So then things got rolling a little bit more. But you know how Black people are. When Black people be fed up with a business, we be like, I'm gonna call the news. Well, baby, I called the news. So me and this girl went to school together, and she's a news anchor for our area. So I DM'd her. I was like, hey, girl, are you accepting stories? And she was like, yeah, like, what's the tea? So I gave her the details, and baby, she came out that Friday and filmed our story, and it was on air or maybe she came out on Thursday, something like that, but it was on air 2 days later. So when that got aired, I sent it to the county supervisor and was like, boom, here you go. And let me tell you something. I talked to the county supervisor on the aide on last Friday when on my way to my birthday trip. And baby, the risk management department, they called and then emailed us 2 business days later. They ain't never called, they ain't never sent anything in writing, but now all of a sudden at the news and the county supervisor's involved, oh, now y'all want to reach out. Okay, girl, so we see how it is. So they offered us a number that was basically half of what we should be getting. So me and my husband emailed them back and was like, absolutely not. And we CC'd everybody and was like, and if y'all not gonna pay this, then let us know who we contact, like, for litigation purposes, because this is absolutely ridiculous. So let me just put it out there. The mitigation cost to remove the water from our home costs $10,000. To remove the water and rip up everything costs $10,000. Pay that out of pocket. Okay. So then the estimate for the renovation to renovate our home. And the county is offering us chump change. We have literally paid for everything out of pocket. Run us our money. So anywho, that is the update on the basement. Our basement is complete, but like I said, we are still waiting on county money. All right. Life update number 2, girl. My husband planned a secret birthday trip for me. Now, let me tell you something. I do not like surprises. I do not like surprises that I know about. If you're going to surprise me, don't tell me that you got a surprise coming up. Just surprise me, girl, because I have control issues. I like to manage every single thing. Now, listen, my husband has never, ever, ever done a bad job planning anything for me/us. Let me just put that out there. But baby, when he said that he had my birthday planned out, but he ain't had no details for me and that we was going somewhere, I was like, I hope we going to Nashville, because that's where I've been wanting to go, because I've been wanting me some hot chicken. But then he said that we weren't going to Nashville, so now I'm concerned. Now I'm concerned because we not going where I've been wanting to go, okay? So then he ends up telling me like a few days or like the week of my birthday, and he's like, we're going to New York. And I'm like, New York? In my head, like, I'm kind of confused because I've been going to New York for like 10 years, like whenever. Actually, not even for 10 years, maybe like 15 years. I'd be going to New York because my best friend lives in New York. So I was like, why are we going to New York? So then I hit up my best friend, and best friend is like, no, I'm not going to be in town that weekend. So now I'm like, we really going to New York and I'm not going to be able to see my best friend. Okay, fine. Whatever my husband is planning got to be good. So then we jump on the train and then we go to New York. We pull up and boom, we pull up to my best friend's house. So I'm like, cool, this about to be bomb. So while we were there, y'all, they had my entire weekend planned. When I tell you, like, that was like a good weekend, it was such a good birthday weekend. So that day when we got there, what did we do? We went to the bar, okay? And first of all, New York does not play when it comes to their COVID restrictions. You have to show your vaccine card plus your ID, because they want to make sure this is actually you. Because when we were in New Orleans, all they wanted to see was the vaccine card. They weren't asking for the ID. So you have to show your vaccine card plus your ID. So we went down to the bar, and let me tell you, that weekend felt like the most normal non-COVID weekend ever, because like when you're at the bar, everybody is vaccinated. So like there's no mask on. And I was like, wow, this like feels really normal. And New York, like all of the restaurants and stuff are like compact and stuff. So like if you're anxious or whatever, then now is not the best time for you to visit New York. But listen, child, I was like, what will be, will be. Okay. So we was down to the bar. We was having us some cocktails later on that night after I got a little cute or whatever. And you know, when you go to New York, you got to come with the fashions. Okay. So I made sure I came with the fashions. So we was down to the bar. We had us some drinks. We were supposed to go to my best friend's like work event, but we didn't make that. Best friend went to that. And then Bae and I went to go have dinner. We had dinner at this Thai restaurant. The Thai food was like 3 out of 5 stars. It was not giving authentic vibes. Been to Thailand. I know what Thai food is supposed to taste like. I eat it all the time. But the vibe was nice. New York has like all of their restaurants. Like they have the restaurant, like the brick and mortar location, but they also have like these basically like trailers on the side of the street for like additional seating, which they have been doing since COVID. So we sat in the nice little decked out trailer with the ambient lighting and all that. It was real vibey. Then after that, we went down to another bar, girl. We went to another bar and it was so cool. It was a bunch of my best friends' friends. Got to see some folks from college. Like it was so much fun. After that, I was pooped. So that was Friday, and then Saturday was my actual birthday. So Saturday, they gave me like the itinerary when we arrived on Friday. And on Saturday, my first order of business was to get this hammam massage. So it's like a water massage. It was so interesting, and I actually really want to do it again. So you go into like this massage place. It's basically like a Korean day spa, but it was more Brooklyn, because we were in Brooklyn. So you walk in, they had like these clean locker areas where you could lock up your stuff. I really appreciated the fact that they had the Black-owned sanitary products. and then you walk into this dim ambient lighting. It was actually like club lighting, like pool area. So they have different temperatures of water, and then they have the like steam rooms, or they call them poultice rooms for like Korean day spas, which are all different temperatures. So you're supposed to go into the hot sauna and then into the cold sauna and back and forth. And the same with the pools. You dip into the hot pool and then you dip into the cold pool to release all the toxins and then lock in all the good stuff. So I didn't do the water portion because I went by myself, and it was kind of like people were there like a club. It was like a water club. They were like hanging out, chilling with their friends, and I was by myself, so I wasn't about to do all that. So I got my massage, and it was a water massage. So they take like these buckets of warm water and she dumps it on you. You wear a bikini, whereas the Korean day spas is naked. So she dumps these buckets of water on you, and you know, I had to ask, I said, excuse me, is my hair gonna get wet? Prior to, she was like, oh, I have a shower cap. I was like, perfect. And the way that water felt on my body was so nice, because you got like the warm sensation of the water plus like the pressure, almost like a weighted blanket, but with water. It was very nice. So she did this full body exfoliation, and then she gave me a facial. Oh, it was so nice. And it was so clean. It was like a big old marble room, and then like a marble like table. It was so nice. So then after that, I did go into the sauna rooms for a little bit, and then I left. So after that, I jumped in my Uber because everything was paid for me that weekend, girl. I was on cloud 9 of my divine femininity, okay? So after that, I jumped in the Uber, and then I went to the bodega, okay? And I got me a green smoothie, and it was so nice. And that weekend in New York, it was like 60-something degrees in the daytime, so it was perfect. Then we chilled out for a bit, and then we went to brunch at Dumbo House, which was really nice. But we went to the Dumbo House in, was it the one in Brooklyn or Manhattan? I think it was Brooklyn. We went to the Dumbo House in Brooklyn, and while we were there, it was almost like a power like reunion, because Omar Epps was there, and then the uncle, what's that cute light-skinned uncle name who was in Power for Kanan? But he was Lulu. Uncle Lulu was there. Lulu and Omar Epps were there. But Dumbo House, you have to have like a membership or whatever. So they were just, we were just all out eating our brunch. It's basically like a big ass like Starbucks, and then like a buffet of food. And I say a big ass Starbucks because it's like open seating. Like you have to have a reservation, but you can basically sit anywhere, and it's like lounge chairs and sofas and stuff like that. The menu was really good. They had roasted salmon, and I love me some roasted salmon. They had kale Caesar salads with like roasted chickpeas, very New York, and then oysters on the half shell, which I really love. So the menu, they had other stuff too. The menu was perfect. And then after that, we rested. We were supposed to go to dinner that day, but we didn't finish with brunch until 4 p.m., which was a really late brunch, actually. So we weren't hungry for dinner. So after that, we went to go see Tina Turner on Broadway. Oh my goodness. Now listen, one thing about me, I love me a ghetto stage play. I'm talking like them rinky-dink ones. Not even, I mean, I like Tyler Perry, but I'm talking about a level below that, like ghetto. I love me a ghetto stage play for all the singing and the theatrics. But Tina Turner on Broadway, that was like my first Broadway show. And I was just amazed by the people's ability to sing, dance, and act all at the same time. And they were changing their clothes on stage. I was like amazed. And that was basically my birthday, because the next morning we left. Of course, we got us a bodega sandwich and another smoothie before we got on the train and headed back, because driving in New York, not my thing. Even though I've been a bazillion times, you will never catch me driving and my husband driving. Not happening. So the third life update is I have grown a lot on Instagram. I have doubled my followers in like the last 30 days. And it started with me posting a menstruation meal. So lately I've been crafting meals and then saying what the health benefits of that meal is. So it'll be like a menstruation meal, anti-anxiety, etc., etc. So the one meal that I posted was a menstruation meal, and it had a piece of fried chicken on it, which was not highlighted as being helpful for your cycle, some collard greens, some black eyed peas, and then it had something else on that plate. And let me tell you, that posed post blew up and the people was both positive and they was negative. Let me tell you, they was like, how you gonna have fried chicken? Collard greens, I don't want to be poopy plus on my period. Fried chicken, this is killing our people, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh my God, like, this is really not supposed to be that intense. Like, it's, the post is, I think, at like 170K views or something like that. But with that, I realized, I mean, I already knew this, but people are like super, super negative. And they come onto your page, social media pages, and they just spit out all of that vitriol and nastiness as if they're not talking to another human being. So they comment as if they are solely posting their thoughts on a page. But no, this is my creative work, and you came up here for the sole purpose of being rude and nasty. And it's quite mind-boggling that people think that that's okay. Like, it literally blows my mind, because when I imagine being on someone's social media page, you are walking into their house, into their neighborhood. They have crafted this piece of content for their tribe. And here you come, an outsider, being super negative. And it's just like, wow, like, you really think that it's okay to talk to a stranger that way? Like, would you even be like that if you were seeing someone face to face? No, you probably wouldn't pop off like that. So that's what's been going on Instagram. So it's really been testing my emotional growth, development, ego, and all of that. Sometimes I'll pop off, but not like rude and nasty, because that's just not me. But I'll just be like, okay, like, good for you. Like, that's me. But I want to get to the place where I don't have a single response for the person. But I'm just not there yet. Sometimes I'll say something, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll just like it, which is passive aggressive. But I'm trying to get to a place where I don't say anything at all, because I know that with growth comes test. So anywho, that is my 3 major life updates. You know, I will keep you posted with anything that goes on with this basement. My birthday trip was absolutely phenomenal, and I am already ready to go back to New York, especially for the summertime, boo. And hopefully things get better on social media, but maybe they won't, and things will just get better for me emotionally with my development as an adult and as a human being. So that's all that I got for you. Ain't got no more. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.